Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from the righttrader.com here, back today with another daily crypto update. As per usual, I'm going to be going over my normal schedule. I'm also going to be giving you a update on Bitcoin Cash. Normal schedule is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Monero, OmiseGo, and Lisk. In a more detailed technical analysis in that order. Like I said, I'm also going to be covering Bitcoin Cash, giving you a quick update on that. Other than that, go check out Coinbase if you haven't yet. You can $10 free worth of Bitcoin when you sign up. I have a referral link in the description. And also check out my last two price prediction and analysis videos that I've made. So one on Viacoin, one on Power Ledger after a lot of requests. You can find these in my cryptocurrency price predictions playlist. I'll have a link to this in the description and the comments below. But let me update you with what's been going on with the general market and the altcoins. So we have, some cryptocurrencies that are sort of breaking out, maybe not strong breakouts, but they're at least setting themselves up for a nice little breakout higher. Mainly, the top three really, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. IOTA moving higher here, getting closer and closer to $1, now at 86 cents. That's really good to see. Neo pulling back a little bit after its big breakout. Bitcoin Cash also experiencing a bit of a pullback. Ripple moving slightly higher, that's good to see as well. Lisk moving higher as well. Monero, down a little bit. And let's see, other than that, an important one to point out today is going to be Power Ledger. So I have made a price prediction now on that one, like I said. But let's see, Vertcoin down slightly as well. Power Ledger up 32% here in the past 24 hours. And that's because it broke out of its previous high right over here at just under 30 cents. So it did that just today and is moving drastically higher here. So just take a look at how it acted last time it got a breakout. It moved up quite a bit, and this looks like an even stronger increase. The price has just been ramping up. I mentioned that in my price prediction video, but Power Ledger definitely looking nice here. Other than that, pretty mixed today. Not that much going on except for some of the main ones, like I said, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin that are setting themselves up nice for a bit of a breakout and a move higher. So let's take a look at all of those, and starting off with Bitcoin Cash now, experiencing a little bit of a pullback. So now it does look like we're getting pretty cemented in our range here between, about 1,400, let's say, and this 970 area that I had drawn. So I do kind of expect the price to bounce around that. Arguably I could even pull this down a little bit more, down to 930. That might be a little bit more accurate. So I do kind of expect it to stay in this range for a while. That's what it's looking at now. Of course, we came back and tested, this lower level, which is good, but now it looks like it's going to consolidate a bit more, especially with the indicators, right? The MACD coming back down, the histogram pulling back down, RSI now back below the 70 line. So unless we're able to break through this, high over here of 1,379, we probably will stay in this range for a bit longer. We do have the uptrend line that will serve as, support and could push the price higher. That just depends on how it'll act when it reaches the price level. If it flattens out, that will pretty much confirm that some consolidation is in play here, and that would kind of make sense, right, based on how the altcoins and the general market has been moving upwards now that the whole Bitcoin Cash thing is kind of out of the way, at least for now. So just wanted to update you on that. Otherwise, let's get into our normal schedule here, starting off with Bitcoin. So I like what Bitcoin has been doing here in the past couple days. It had put in a little bit of a double top here, just under $8,000. Wasn't able to break through that. Came back and tested the our support line over here, which is a really good sign after getting a breakout, right? That means that the price is probably ready to move up higher now. And came back and tested that at around 7,550, let's say. So we're now moving back higher. Broke above that 8,000 level today, which is a really good sign. Hopefully we can hold above that. It's having a little bit of trouble really sticking above that level, but overall I think that 8,000 is going to be the new price level here, and we're just probably going to start moving up higher in the 8,000 range. Now, what you have to pay attention to is where the upper Bollinger Band is at. It probably will trade just under the upper Bollinger Band is kind of what I'm expecting now. So, you know, maybe something along like over here if there's enough strength, or more something like this if it wants to, you know, be a little bit more of a slow and steady increase, which would make sense after, you know, the sharp moves that we had recently. And, you know, the indicators still looking pretty good. MACD moving upwards, histogram moving upwards as well. RSI not really doing too much here. We just don't want to see it, you know, starting to fall back down. But other than that, broke above the 8,000 level today. Pretty significant breakout. Wasn't followed by too much, you know, strength. Like I said, currently a bit of a flat candlestick in the making. But overall, I do think we'll hold above that level and start moving up higher based on the fact that we came back and tested, right, that 7,500 level. So we are now in a very healthy price action and kind of ready to move up higher. Middle band coming up. That'll serve as the main support as well once that gets past that black line that you see drawn. So Bitcoin looking good here and will probably help carry the market a bit higher. The altcoins, all that good stuff. Let's see what's been going on with Ethereum here. Like I said, Ethereum setting itself up pretty nicely here. So yesterday it got its sort of break above that $350 level, and let's see, it put in a high of 374, wasn't able to hold that at all, right? Sold right back off, but today did actually move higher, which is good to see. And yeah, I mean, at this point, I do, like I said, my first prediction was Ethereum reaching that $350 mark and breaking above that. That's what happened. Now, you know, I just kind of expect it to keep on moving higher. We'll see if it can hold this uptrend line right here. This is a pretty sharp uptrend line, but for now it's holding it. So, you know, it might move up pretty quickly now towards that $400 mark, and we can see if we can break above that. But otherwise, we will, of course, have some resistance based on the high that it put in yesterday at that $374 mark. So might as well throw that in now. And that's just something to pay attention to as we move up. But overall here, Ethereum looking strong, moving upwards nicely. MACD uptrending. RSI going to face a little bit of resistance at that downtrend line over here based on that previous downtrend. But that's going to correspond pretty much right in line with the 70 level. So a break above that will really add some strength. History moving up nicely as well. So really nothing to complain about here for Ethereum. Just a matter of time before it really reaches that $400 mark. That should be, you know, sooner rather than later at this point, I think. And Litecoin also setting itself up pretty nicely here, up slightly. Now, you know, very similar. We broke above that $67 mark recently. Pulled back a little bit, retested that, which is good, right? Kind of like Bitcoin. That will help, you know, move the price higher. Now that we tested that, we don't have to worry to go back to those levels probably. And we're just going to be looking for reaching that $75 mark, hopefully breaking above that pretty nicely, and really getting some strength here as we move up towards that $80 mark, and then eventually the all-time high, right, breaking above $100. MACD still looking good, moving upwards. RSI, pretty decent strength here. It is uptrending, and that's obviously going to be a good thing. It's going to help support it to break through that, you know, sort of $70 mark and the $67 resistance that, 67 level resistance that we have on the RSI as well. So kind of like Ethereum, just going to be a matter of time. But if it has enough strength, it will also probably be sooner rather than later here. Hopefully we can get some kind of spike like we had over here. We'll see if that happens. But overall here, I'm not worried about it reaching $100. I think that should be really possible within the next month at this point. Let's move over to Ripple now. And let's see, Ripple, like I said, up slightly over the past 24 hours. So that's obviously a good sign considering what's been going on with it. And we can actually see now that we're getting really close to the uptrend line, sorry, the downtrend line, which has been a major downtrend resistance level for a while, right? It created a very messy price action, suppressed the price quite a bit. And now what we have is a really, you know, nice formation finally for Ripple. So a couple things that I'll point out. One, we're now above this resistance level that was the 59 area on the RSI, moving back above that. That's a very good sign. We'll want to see that move towards 70. And otherwise, MACD uptrending, histogram moving upwards as well. You know, we got that big hook on the MACD previously, crossed back over and is now moving upwards. That's exactly what we want to see. And this is still somewhat the start of the move, right? We should get a breakout here pretty soon. So basically, this is the first time that we tested really this uptrend as far as a full body candlestick goes, not just a spike, in a pretty long while. And you know, it might face a bit of resistance, come back down a little bit, but overall here we can expect a break above this downtrend line, I think, pretty soon. So definitely would pay attention to this. We can see increasing volume over the past 2 days, and that's also going to be a good sign as well. So overall here, I like Ripple's setup. I think it will be breaking out very shortly. And after that, you know, we do still have quite a bit of resistance based on previous candlesticks, but at least we'll be out of that downtrend, and we'll probably get a spike after breaking out, right? So Ripple finally looking better after, you know, a lot of consolidation and downtrend price action. NEO pulling back a little bit after the big breakout that it had. Not really anything to worry about. It's currently finding support over here based on the previous candlesticks. Let me go ahead and draw that. That corresponds to about that high of over here of 39.46. So it's holding that pretty well right now. And we'll see, you know, if it holds in this higher range, that's obviously a good thing. If it goes down back a bit more, not really anything to worry about, right? We'll have the middle band currently sitting at $30. That'll move up pretty quickly, and that'll help support the price. But currently, you know, experiencing a bit of a pullback. Might be tapering off slightly on the MACD. We're still uptrending pretty good, but we are sort of rounding up now on the histogram. We have moved back down below the 70 line on the RSI. So what I would say here is that NEO is going to need a little bit more time and consolidation, right? Nothing too long, but, you know, just maybe a couple, 2-3 weeks before really being able to get that extra boost to break through and start basically break through that final resistance at $43, which would then put it towards its all-time highs, right? So going to need a little bit of a breather probably before the next leg higher, which will be sort of the final leg, like I said, that will push it towards the all-time highs, which is just going to be amazing to see. But I definitely think it'll happen, you know, relatively soon here. Just going to need a bit of a break after the really big increase. You know, it went up like 40%, so you do have to think about that just in a day. Let's see what's been going on with Vertcoin. Still looks like it's pulling back a little bit and consolidating up slightly today. Now, unfortunately, we are moving downwards on the middle band. That's not the best sign. We are, though, trading above it as of right now. Probably won't last. We probably will move down a little bit lower with the middle band at this point. Or, no, I do think we'll move down a little bit lower, but it looks like, you know, I don't think it'll go crashing. It'll probably just flatten out a little bit, and we'll get a pretty tight range bound in the middle of this range between $3.36, $4.85, like I've been saying. Still moving downwards on the MACD until we start seeing that flatten out and round up. You know, kind of expect more consolidation or a slight pullback. Histogram basically just moving, not really moving downward, just holding its sort of a lower range here. So not really giving us much information. Same thing on the RSI. Pretty much telltale signs of more consolidation at this point for Vertcoin. And I'll definitely keep you updated when that changes. But for now, you know, it's still looking like more consolidation. Let's see what's been going on with Monero. It looks like it's down slightly today, so let's take a look at what's been going on. Let's see. So yeah, pulling back a little bit. We're still holding above this pretty sharp uptrend line, and you know, as long as we hold above that, nothing really to worry about. Even if we break through that, you know, that'll just mean that there's a bit more consolidation that needs to be made before we can break above this $137 mark, which will be the final resistance before really moving up towards the all-time highs. At this point, you know, it's pretty much 50-50, but I will say that we are moving downwards on the histogram. We are tapering off on the MACD, so unless you get some kind of strong bounce or something like that, or now below the 70 line as well on the middle band, maybe a little bit more consolidation that needs to be done, similar to NEO at this point for Monero, before really getting that final breakout towards the all-time highs. So nothing really to worry about, but it does look like it will need a little bit more time to just pause and regain some strength before getting that final push. Let's see what's been happening with Omise Go. Let's see, chose the wrong exchange there, sorry about that. Omise Go up slightly today, still in between that previous uptrend line, which is currently the resistance, and our current uptrend line, which is serving as support. You know, that's exactly what I predicted. It's trading in between those two trend lines, and I expect that to continue, right? There's no reason why that shouldn't happen. Now, one thing that I will say is that we can see finally the Bollinger Band's really starting to expand, slowly but surely. Middle band currently at $7.12. That's starting to move up very slowly, but it is moving up, and that's going to be a good sign, right? That can, I think it signals that we put in this downtrend, we flattened out now, got a little bit of a tighter consolidation, but now, we're just trading in this range, but still moving upwards, and we should slowly but surely really start to see this, round up and the price to break out of some of this resistance to get into this, $9.86 range, at which point, we'd really be getting closer towards that $11 mark and then the all-time high, which is where we want to see the price heading. I think that'll happen. We'll see if it can get back above the RSI uptrending line. MACD still moving upwards here, acting a little bit weak. Same thing on the histogram, but overall nothing to worry about. It's just going to need a little bit of a breakout here, a little bit of a strong push, so things can start looking a little bit better. But for now, it's just moving in between those two trend lines towards the upside, which is good, and nothing really to be concerned about. Now, let's see what's been going on with LISC. Still finding some strength from somewhere. Absolutely amazing. Now, down a little bit here. Of course, let me see. Now, we did move below. Yeah, so basically, we had this very sharp move upwards. These two candlesticks in the past 2 days that tested that uptrend line again. Didn't really make anything happen. So a little bit of consolidation candlestick now. Very overextended on the MACD. We got the first time that the histogram started pulling back downwards. Looks like the RSI is going to move back downwards as well. So we'll see, when it hits the 70 mark, if it will get a bounce off that. If we don't, it'll probably mean that a little bit more of pullback and consolidation that needs to be made. At this point, what do I see happening for LISC? It is pretty overextended, so it looks like the price doesn't want to move higher just yet. It really depends. We're getting close to that $10 mark. That's something to point out. We made a high of $9.90 today. I would say that we're going to move a little bit lower here in the short term. We may come back and test one more time that $8.67 mark just to get that out of the way. So that would actually be a good thing, and for anybody who missed the move, potentially an opportunity to scoop up a position in LISC. It really depends, though. I'm not giving out financial advice. That's just my opinion. But probably a little bit of pullback, maybe some small consolidation, but overall keeping the move upwards here, especially with the middle band here that'll come pretty quickly towards the current price levels. And probably just going to fall back down a little bit lower here in the short term, but overall, once that's out of the way, we'll probably start moving back towards that $10 mark, and then eventually, once we're above that, going towards $12, slowly but surely. But just a little bit of overextended here, and we can see the indicators that it want to move a bit lower. Probably the price is going to do the same thing. So yeah, that's kind of what I expect for LISC at this point. Now, this concludes the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I really thank you for watching, and have a great day.